When was the last time that you were tested outside of a ring or an octagon where somebody actually went after you looking for a physical confrontation?
It's been many years, but I just had told this story not too long ago to one of my friends. We were at this. We were at a function. They're called a street dance in the rural areas. They close off Main Street of a town, and then there's all kinds of venues. There's meals cooked on the street, and bars are open, and obviously I remember one night. I was at a function and went to the bar, ordered a couple drinks, turned around, went to grab my drinks, and another person grabbed them. And I was like, "Hey, man, I think those were mine." And he was like, "No, they're," kind of brushed me off. Oh, no. And I just grabbed them from him, turned around, and walked away. In the meantime, the bartender had handed him his drinks and proceeded to bust me over the head with them. So that was a long time ago.
And then what?
And then things ended very quickly. Very quickly.
I'd like to hear the rest of them, but I'd like to hear what happened.
Did it end quickly because he hit you over the head?
Somebody
and
went
you
to
were
sleep
done?
and it wasn't me, and then the cops came and then I left.
You know what? Then I remember this, and I was actually talking about a different show that y'all did. You did recently, a couple years ago. You remember you're from Titan Towers, from the WWE studio.
Yeah, that was crazy, man.
That show was canceled.
Yeah,
that Raw was canceled, and it was like you and JBL, I think,
Brock Lesnar,
Roman Reigns.
Yeah, we all got stuck there, man. I remember we was in the bar that night, and it was like coming up on 2:00 in the morning, and we were just in there, telling stories, talking and whatnot. And the lady at the bar, man, she was like ready to go. She was like, we're shutting it down, last call. We were like, you think you can stay open for another hour? And she was like, no, we're shutting it down right now. Okay, guys, you want to get another drink, you better get it right now. And we was like, man, why she being so hot, man? She's going to make some money, we're going to tip her good. And we was like, all right, guys, let's get ready to wrap it up. And then Brock Lesnar walked down, and we told Brock, man, she's wrapping us up, man. We got to get out of here. And Brock said, hold on, let me go talk to her. Brock goes talk to her. Literally, 2 minutes later, the bar is open for another hour. No problem. I said, what did this do?
The power of Brock.
Bro, I was like, what did he say? I don't know. What did he do? But I don't know what it was about that big Viking.
That's what it is.
That went over, man.
Like,
but he told her something. And the bar was open, and we stayed there, and we drank until we closed it down, and everything was fine.
The legend of Brock Lesnar grows.
Man, that's a great story, man. Seriously, man. I mean, it's true. It's true. Like I said, I don't know what he told her, but definitely drinks was on the house.
But I'm interested in young guys that are coming up, and I mean, occasionally a guy like Lesnar, but Lesnar was like a serious wrestler, like a serious amateur wrestler. Like that's what made him exciting. It wasn't just that he was a big guy.
Is this guy not
I don't believe so. I don't know though. I really don't know his background.
Right.
But I feel like I would have heard about him the way I heard about Lesnar when Lesnar was a wrestler. Back when he was doing pro wrestling, I had heard about what a freak he was.
Right.
Like people were talking about what a crazy specimen this guy was. Dude, there's a fucking video of him. We've talked about it on the podcast before, but it's worth repeating. It's so ridiculous. He was 300 pounds, solid muscle, right? He gets on top of the fucking turnbuckle or whatever the hell it is, stands on the ropes, and flips through the air and lands on his head.
Yeah.
Lands on his fucking head. He flew through the air and landed on his head, and he was still conscious. And he climbed on top of the guy and still got the pin. Wow. And you watch it. If you watch it, you watch him do that. And you go, that's supposed to kill people. How did that not kill him?
Yeah.
Like, who is this guy? How the fuck could that guy survive that? It's supposed to snap your neck and break every fucking bone in your spinal column. It's supposed to be just chaos for you after that. Meanwhile, he like finishes the match. It's ridiculous. So he was already this guy where people were like, this Brock Lesnar guy, man. You ain't never seen a heavyweight move like that guy. We had heard about his fucking times, and that was like one of the things they talked about during his wrestling days, was his times in the NFL Combine. The NFL Combine is, it's like, I actually can pull up the numbers because it's so ridiculous. It's worth reading. But the NFL Combine is when they take athletes, and they they run them through these tests like the 40-yard and see how fast. Let me find it real quick here.
I was gonna say something. I'm completely stoned now.
Brock and Shane, here it is. Here, let me read this to you right here. This is his crazy fucking numbers. The 40-yard sprint, 4.6 seconds. He's 290-something pounds, okay? 4.6 seconds. That's like 8 times faster than you can do. I mean, stop and think about that. 40 yards, 4.6 seconds. That's a fast 40. 225-pound bench press, 43 repetitions. 43 of 225. What the fuck? His vertical jump, 35 inches. His broad jump, 10 feet. He hurls 300 pounds, 10 feet through the fucking air. That's ridiculous shit, dude. That's a freak. So we had heard about that shit, like right. when he was around. We'd heard about that long ago. And so when I heard that he was going to go into to MMA, I was like, holy! I was there for his first fight. I saw his first fight live. It was at L.A. at the Coliseum. It was for K1. He took this fucking dude down, just smashed him. And I remember looking at that going, who's going to fuck with that? Like, that's a dangerous motherfucker. Some freaky guy who can get on top of you and just punch your brains in. And try stopping it. Good luck, Of course, Cain Velasquez eventually did stop it, but he was another freak specimen.
Yeah, when's the rematch for that?
Well, it's not going to happen unless Brock gets by Junior Dos Santos. That's going to be in June. Right. Junior Dos Santos and him are coaching this season of The Ultimate Fighter, and then they're going to meet up in June.
How's Brock's training right now? Have you heard anything about it?
I haven't heard anything, other than he's back with Greg Nelson, who is the guy who runs Minnesota Mixed Martial Arts, and he's awesome.
Those guys in 1998, 99, they were it. They were the ones that they said, they pretty much told Iowa and Oklahoma State, it's like, we're here to wrestle, guys. And the rest of the team believed them, and they rode along with them, and it brought in guys like Brock Lesnar, and next thing you know, it's Minnesota really believed they were supposed to be national champions. We found, I like to say found, Brock Lesnar in North Dakota at the Bison Open, and he was on a mat across the gym, and he was wrestling a guy from Nebraska who just beat Shelton Benjamin, who was our All-American heavyweight. And I was on the other side of the gym, and I could hear boom, boom, and and people were literally like, you could hear them kind of in an uproar. And I looked across, and Brock was throwing that Nebraska guy around, and he pinned him. And I looked across the gym, and Jade looked back at me, and we're like, what is that?
Where did this guy come from? And it's like a best-kept secret. Nobody knew he was around. It was one of those deals that if you don't get him right away, he's going to be out there and people are going to know who he is, and then you're going to be fighting everybody.
Truly, the next day, we flew Brock to campus because it was right during the signing period.
Within the course of 5 days, he's a gopher. He came from a small town. He didn't have a lot of contact with the big city. So he was just a very simple, hardworking farm kid. When he came here, his goal was to wrestle in college, get a degree, go back and work at the power plant and raise dogs. 2000 team, here you go. There's Brock. You're kind of overwhelmed. You're in awe of how massive he is. And then when you get beside him, he's really massive.
I got to be very aggressive. I got to be try to be as dominating as I can on the mat, and I think just be prepared for anything.
Brock didn't arrive until the fall of 1998, but he wasn't eligible to wrestle until winter semester 1999, and we brought him to the national duels. Was the first time he competed for Minnesota, and nobody still had seen him.
And on map number 2, it'll be All-American West Hand of Iowa and Brock Lesnar of Minnesota.
When he entered the arena for his heavyweight match, you could hear the whole crowd talking about him. It was really interesting. It was just a buzz throughout Carver Hawkeye Arena.
I think the addition of Brock is the same thing we allude to as heavyweight, is that one of the things you want to have is a closer. No respect. I'm going to go out there, I'm going to take him down, I'm going to just roll him up and pin it. And that's what happened.
Brock Lesnar did for the Gophers what he did for the WWE and the UFC. When the guy shows up, he's a specimen, he's got an attitude, and he can back it up.
Certain realities, man. We were talking to a guy like Brock Lesnar, and he's standing over you. There's at least 1% of your brain that's going, please don't fuck me. Please. It's not that he's gay, because he's not. It's not that even if he was gay, he couldn't do better than me. He could do way better than me. It's that if Brock Lesnar wanted to fuck you, it'd be his call. What are you gonna do? Fight it off for a certain amount of time? When you get that guy the size of Brock Lesnar, he might be able to fuck you on this stage. He might just drag you up here, pants doing, Brock smash! Ah! And there might be 2,000 of us in here waiting for somebody else to say something first. Like, the only one in here that might be able to do something about it is Josh, and I might want to watch this play out and see how the fuck this all goes down. You don't want to be that first dude. Hey man, what you're doing is morally wrong. What? Brock smash you! And he flies into the audience. Fuck Stampede. I'm not really worried that Brock Lesnar would fuck me. What I'm really worried is that he would use me as a condom to fuck something way bigger. That's the real fear. That I'd wind up in the back of his pickup truck with a pair of bolt cutters going, why are we at the zoo? Shut up! Brock, make decisions!
On their playing field, and so when you can actually sneak up on an animal in his environment, that raises my blood pressure and that gets me excited.
I'm right on him. 344.
That was a good body shot. I think. Reload.
Oh, don't go down, buddy. Whew. Oh, look at that, buddy. Yeah. Nice, Buck.
Today, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be doing a Martha Stewart fruit salad medley. Did I hit that one? Now, for the best part. I'm gonna get some of this muskmelon, Minnesota grown right here. And that, my friends, is fruit salad medley.